StepWise is a tool that allows you to write proofs and have them checked at each step to make sure that they're correct. If you get stuck, there are a couple of different kinds of hints that you can ask for. Let's use StepWise to prove a tautology using Boolean identities. Since we're going to prove a tautology, we're going to prove that this initial claim is equivalent to true. So what we'll do is start with it, use identities to transform it, and attempt to derive true. So let's start. We have to choose our input, and there's only one, so that's not hard. Click here, see our choice is 1, and select it. Now we have to decide what rule to use. What we're going to do is to start by getting rid of at least one of the implications. So let's try that. Let's suppose we don't know the name of the rule that does that. Let's go ahead and click here. And we can scroll down and see all of the rules until one strikes us as the one we want. And when we do that, we say, ah, yes, it's conditional disjunction. So we'll choose conditional disjunction. And now let's say that we're not still completely sure whether it's going to do the right thing. Let's just look at these two tools over here. If we click on the book, up will pop a definition of conditional disjunction. Okay, that looks probably right. Let's click OK. But now we can ask for even more information. Let's click on the wrench, and what we'll see is exactly what will happen if we apply this rule to this conclusion. And as you can see, there are a couple of different ways it could be applied, and one of them is one that we want. So fine. We're now pretty sure that this is what we want to do. So now we have to enter our conclusion. Now, often it's the case that the conclusion is very similar to the claim we started with. We just need to edit a little bit, and that may be faster than typing in the new claim from scratch. So with the cursor right here, just double click up here in the list of premises and theorems. So just double click up here in the list of claims we've already got, and the one we've chosen will appear. Now all we have to do is apply conditional disjunction. So we negate the first piece, and we can just click on not. Then we delete the implication arrow, and I just use the delete capability on my keyboard. And I replace it with or. And I think that's right, so let's click check. And it is. Notice that I'm told that that was a correct step, but I'm not there yet, so I need to continue. Notice that StepWise left the conclusion that I just derived right here, where I built it, so it's going to be ready for us to edit on the next step if we want to. All right, so now what do we do next? Well, let's take the line that we just created, start with that, and apply another rule. And it's pretty obvious at this point that we want to get rid of the two nots. And let's say we remember that the rule is double negation, so we can just click it. And then we go here and just erase the two nots and check that we're right. Good. All right, well, what to do next? We're trying to simplify, so let's go ahead and get rid of the second implication. So let's choose the line that we just built. And let's again use conditional disjunction. Notice that one thing we can do is just start to type it, and it will do completion and show us the ones that apply, and show us the ones that match. All right, so now we again come down here, we add a not, we take away implies, and we replace it with or, and we check. Good. All right, now notice that we've got P or not P, and P or not P has to be true. The problem is we can't do anything with it because the parentheses are wrong. So the next thing is going to be to use associativity. So let's choose the line we just built. Let's start to type associativity. There you go. And let's try to fix it. I can just type in from my keyboard if I want. And let's put in this parenthesis here. And let's get rid of this one. All right, and let's check. Oops. Note that it tells me to check for parentheses. I messed up. I forgot to remove this one. So we just come back and remove it. There you go. And let's see if it's right this time. Yes. All right. Now we have P or not P. And we know that P or not P evaluates to true. How do we do that in StepWise? And the answer is that StepWise has a collection of rules for working with the values true and false that are jointly called computation. So let's choose our line that we just created. And now let's choose the rule computation, which, as I said, is actually a collection of rules. One of them being that P or not P is true. So let's just delete that, and let's put true in. Notice that I've left the parentheses in. I can do that or not do that. StepWise doesn't care about extra parentheses. There you go. So now we have true or Q. Well, true or anything is simply true. So let's choose this line. Let's do computation again. And we should be able to get just Q. Again, I've left the parentheses in. I could take them out. It doesn't matter. And we're done. We got 100.